want me to start from the beginning of?
Yeah, go from the beginning so everyone can see, even the stuff we spoke about yesterday.
Okay, right. So, first of all, he got someone pregnant. Now, like I said to you before, there was these ages going around, but Big Jamie did agree with me that even he'd seen that people were saying that she was 15 when she got pregnant by him, and he was roughly, I think we said 27, weren't it, Jamie?
I have been sent loads of stuff today that apparently she was 16 and he was 28.
Right, so yeah, it's roughly around that age, but either way, she was young, and there's a massive age difference straight away. Just because something's legal don't necessarily make it morally right, but obviously, if she was 16, then he's just around what's legal, and this is what he plays on a lot of the time. Then there was the incident with Grace where he was a professional mobile phone photographer. He's got no qualifications in what he does, and he wanted to meet with her to take photos. Now she's 19, an OnlyFans model, and what really aggravates me about him is that he uses that as his line of defence. I don't know if you've seen the video of where he was trying to justify that. I did send loads and loads of information over to Soxy, loads of videos and stuff.
Yeah, I did. I got this. I'm saying, like, everything that I looked through earlier was disgusting. Like, every single bit of it, even down to, like, the fact that he's clearly got gifters in his room and accepting gifts of people as young as age of, like, 12 that it says in their bios. Do you know what I mean? And when I've had an argument with him today about this in inbox, he's turned around and said that he don't see anything wrong. The gifting age on here is 18. That's what he said. Well, you know that, so why are you still allowing it?
Exactly. I mean, what he did, like, to Grace is just awful. And she did do her own podcast with some guys about it on YouTube, and so yeah, there was that side of it. And I think for me, my main issue right now is the gifting and the underage kids right now, because this is what's currently going on. Fair enough, all this has been historical. And then you've got Jojo and Nikisha again. They left Paul. They were moderators, a mum and daughter, a daughter that had been through a really, like, awful thing in her life. I don't really want to bring it up on here because it's not my story to tell, but she went through an awful time, and then she was modding for Paul. Obviously that all come out when we were trying to get her away. That was me and Angel at the time. Angel read out the interview, and obviously I had my opinions in that, but we managed to get them away from him anyway, and then they got on with their lives. He did try to get onto her tenancy as well. That was another thing that he tried to do. And he just seems to always go for people that are vulnerable. It's always people that have, you know, got a lot of things going on in their life. I mean, I've even seen some of these girls say, like, oh, I haven't got my dad in my life, or, you know, I've got this going on, I've got that going on. And it's just, you can see these are a lot of vulnerable kids, like, or just teetering around what's legal, so 16 and above. And he always goes for anyone round about 16 to 18. In his box. I mean, there was one time he had kids in his box and they were at school. They were sixth formers. That lie should be circulating somewhere. I was trying to find that one to show you, but the boys were in the background calling him the nonsense word, and the girls were telling him to sort of like hush because they obviously were in his live. And then obviously and then you get onto the things of where he's always been sexual. I mean, he's made a lot of comments about people like me, Angel, Mav, Boo, Tattoo Zoe. I mean, there was I think it was around about Christmas time. I even sent that over, I think. That's all right. Over to Soxy. And that was, he was trying to say that he'd been shown pictures, and she's like a OnlyFans model. You know, he just tries to use things against girls. Then obviously I don't really want to talk too much out of turn because obviously it's for Oval to tell her story. But from what I understand, he's even tried doing that with her. Like, he's trying to say that he's got pictures and that he's going to use them if she doesn't stay, you know, with him, sort of thing.
Yeah,
and
so he tried to manipulate her into staying by saying it docs her photos, is what I heard.
Yeah, exactly. Again, like I said, I don't want to.
Overall here yet?
I'm not sure.
Who's Natasha? We keep people mention keep Natasha and Nikisha or something.
Nikisha, so that was one of his mods. So it was a mum and daughter, Jojo and Nikisha. That's the one who tried to get onto her tenancy. Oh, Oval's in here. She just said she's here.
Would she be happy to get up? Overall, if you're happy to get up, will you press the box, please?
Bait, I'm going to call her Nikesha now just to annoy you. Nikesha. Caplot. Nikisha.
Yeah, if there's investigation, then don't get up, please, Oval. Just stay down there and just listen. Don't be getting up if there's already an open investigation with you. Because that just might mess it up, and that ain't something we want. But I am aware that this guy likes to use emotional manipulation towards these young girls as well by telling them that he'll unalive himself and stuff like that. And then what he does is he goes quiet for days after telling them this and then pops back up out of nowhere. So he leaves them in suspense as to whether he's done it or not.
Exactly. And they also go back like nothing happened, like we're all just making it up. But the last one he did, he ended up in Amsterdam. He went on a worldwide privacy tour. He's had also like the helicopter moment where he was found in a field as well.
I'm trying to find the video where he actually explains about that getting the baby mum pregnant. She mentions everything. I can't find the video. It got sent to me. It's doing wedding. Sorry, I thought I was on mute. Sorry, sorry, people. I thought I was on mute. trying to find this bloody video that got sent to me. And I can't find it anywhere. It's pissing me off.
And that's actually a good sorry, I was going to say that's a good point about what was just said in the comments about OnlyFans models and any woman that's, you know, that got that kind of career. Like from what I could see, especially like just after Christmas when he did that post about Grace, he seems to think that these people are subhuman and like beneath him and that he can do whatever he wants and he's fully within his right to do that. Like their feelings don't count or they can't turn him down or, you know, he's above everything. And that really, when I saw the way he was carrying on, like, oh, she got on top of me and, you know, like it was almost like he was celebrating it had been a year since that incident had happened. And it literally made my stomach turn because he was getting off on it. And you could clearly see that. I mean, he's even had an OnlyFans model, Charm, her name was, that she used to go in his box all the time. And they'd be having like full on like sexual conversations. And there could have been kids in those lives. I found a girl not long back. I think I did send that one to you as well, Soxy. Where she... I've sent you a lot. Sorry, I did send you a lot. But there was one girl in particular, and she was asking him questions, and this was after midnight. She was in his live, and that really disturbed me because she was subscribed to him and she was gifting him and talking to him. And when I showed it to Exposing the Wrong Uns, I did even mention it to Angel. This young girl, she looked to be in primary school, not even secondary school. And then there was another case which I showed Tommy of a young girl. I think she was American and she had a little backpack on and you could see she was a baby and she was talking to him. She was gifting him. She was subscribed to him, but she wasn't in this country. It's disturbing. It is disturbing.
I'm just looking now to see if I can find. I don't seem to be able to find the one where he says it. He says that she was 16 and he was 20. No, his kid's 13 and he's thinking it worked out that she was literally about 16.
That's the one video I'm trying to find. Yeah, his kid was 13 and his ex-missus was 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I sent that one to you as well, Soxy.
You did. You sent me quite a lot.
Sorry, I do apologise. Honestly, I bombarded her with everything that I had.
A lot. My poor phone kept going bing, 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 bing. I was like, bloody hell. But
She
no, there's a lot there.
Well, you did say, didn't you, stop sending me all of the screenshots you've got of all the underage kids, because I've got hundreds. And when I say I've got hundreds, I've sent them all over to the NSPCC.
Yeah, because I sent them all on to No Face for him to look at them, and there's all four. He's not going to see all that. He's going to probably just skip over it.
Yeah.
There's
It was a
loads
bit
of.
like, whoa.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the
a
thing,
lot.
but like when you think of it as well, he always, what I've seen in it, he seems to like target like young impressionable girls, like some about 15, 14, and if you go against him, you're obsessed with him or you're stalking him, and he always seems to pick on girls. Well, how come he's not picking on lads? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
Another good thing to.
Who remembers sending a young girl back to his house for a photo shoot?
With his phone. And that's what I mean. It's impressionable to someone that'd be like in their 20s or 30s. And they go, where's your camera set up? Where's this? Where's that? So he's obviously gaslight the bloody hell out of her, took her back with his phone. Oh, look, I don't need to be professional, me. I can sit there and do a funny dance and look pathetic. But you'll still fall for me charms, won't you, when I take your pictures?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. It seems a regular thing because of, like I said earlier, he was caught outside of kids' school taking photos of young girls and filming them. And then he was approaching them, asking to have photos done with them. This concerned the school enough for them to then send out an email and letters to parents warning them of Paul Breach being in the area. And they named him. They fully named him. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it wasn't a joke thing. Like the email. Hold on.
And he can't argue with that. He can't argue with facts. This has all been documented. I mean, there are so many people within the Paul Breach community that have got so much information. You've got people that are streaming their lives. I used to be one of them. Angel used to be one of them. Then you've got people that are doing their little clips that are putting them out of all the little snippets of where he's actually been absolutely atrocious and vulgar. Then you've got people that are collecting things behind the scenes, all the evidence that we can gather. And there's many of us, but still, it took all this time to get to where we are now, to have a bigger creator that does awareness, to get behind us, to help us, to try and push it out further, because this man is dangerous.
Moderators are on point. If they clock anyone that shouldn't be in there, they'd get rid of them. Don't worry.
I also saw before when he said about manipulation, where he was saying, "Oh yeah, they're all going to talk about me tonight, and they're going to mock unaliving and mental health." No, we don't do shit like that, but you do, and you don't like that. And I saw the panic in his face, knowing that actual people are going to confront him, and he does not like it. He's panicking. So the little teenage girls be going, "Oh."
All morning, all he's done is waffle about us.
Yeah, he's
I did send you the videos, didn't I, Soxy?
And all we've
Did I
done
thought he
yesterday
panicked?
was sit and have a little chat, and his name got brought up, and we had a little waffle about it. Do you know what I mean? We didn't really come out of anything like we have today. Do you know what I mean? Like,
The only thing, No Face, that pissed me off is he said that apparently me, you and Tommy were mocking him wanting to bait. I won't say the full word because I don't want to get your live
he said, yeah, I heard it. He said that we was laughing at him essaying
We
himself.
never did. Yeah, we never said that.
SHing himself. No, we never. Not once. We turned around and said that he uses it as a manipulation tool, which he does.
Exactly.
And he's trying to make people feel bad. He's making that choice to do it to harm himself. That's his choice.
Exactly.
No one's making him do it. That's him.
Even today, I was sent screen recordings, and every one of the people that was a subscriber that was talking to him and gifting him had 16 written in their bio. But some of them looked as young as 13. Do you know what I mean? It was weird.
Yeah.
But even still, to have 16-year-olds in a live with 44-year-old is just it's mind-baffling.
I don't know if you did see them, No Face. I did send them to Soxy with the two videos, the two little snippets of all the underage kids. There was one, I think, even in uniform to prove that wasn't. Yeah. I mean, what you'll find with Paul is, and I'm pretty sure people in the comments will back me up on this, he will tend to go through, like, us women that are older. So I'm 41. Angel's 40 plus. There's other women on here. I think Tattoo Zoe's 30 plus, and then you've got Mav. I don't know how old she is, but he will literally go for us sort of women and try and see us as easy targets. But because we stand our ground and we're not scared of him, he can't manipulate us like he does these girls because we see what he's about. He can't handle that. but he will still come out with things like, oh, you need to put a towel down. Then, like, I'm sorry, I might get a bit graphic here. Like, you know, you got, say, oh, fishy fingers, or you say, or you look like a horse, or you're a fat teddy bear. I mean, he even was slagging off Boo just for a fashion choice of dungarees. This man is off his nut. And then you've got men coming there, like there was a couple of examples that were in the comments earlier that I was just clocking. So he said, he did an interview with Asif, I think it was Yassif or Asif. He did an interview with him. You'll find that was a Kick interview that he did. He didn't come with the same energy with him. He had another guy, Cam or something. He went into his box. He managed to get him sort of like on side for a while. And then he had it out with him, but he doesn't seem to come with that same energy towards men. And I think what scared him is he's seen that Tony was on the road, and obviously he's sort of known to be in the Manchester area.
Well, I told him today on a message, like, he kept trying to get a bit smart, and I said to him, like, just give us an invite and I'll be there. Do you know what I mean? But he wouldn't. He kept saying, what, for cuddles? I just said, send an invite and I'll come up. Like, do you know what I mean? It's up to you. Just say the word, and he wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just a fucking shithouse. That's what he is. Yeah. He just likes to go for women.
But he knows he wouldn't stand a chance with, like, trying to argue with you guys. I mean, I let my emotions a lot of the time. Most people will probably agree with that. I do let my emotions get in the way, and I will call him outright what he is. I don't care. I've actually been in front of him before, and I've literally tried to see where he was, because he sort of brought my family into things. He tries to accuse me of stalking, but I don't know if you knew about this, but he put a picture out of people that was someone that was with me, and then my kids got grief on Instagram and threats because of this man. He also doxed the wrong name of someone else that was meant to be the person that was with me in the picture. And he'd been holding on to this receipt that he had on me, particularly, for 6 months. Now, nowhere in that picture did it show me stalking him or going up to him and giving him grief. It was the other way round. He'd taken that picture and he held on to that because he thought he was doing something big by exposing me. But if anything, he got me more support. Like, and I came with receipts too. He just looked an idiot. And then he's done the same to Angel. Like, he's put out messages that she's put up, and it's ridiculous, the stupid things that he tries to get over on us women, you know, just because we're calling him out. Even he tried to say to Jojo and Nikisha at the time, like, you know, take no notice of them, but he weren't going to support them. He would have thrown them under the bus. He wouldn't have given a damn about them at all. It was all about his own interests and what serves his purpose. He didn't care about anybody, and they did the right thing leaving him, and they're doing a lot better being away from him, you know. And I hope Oval gets to that point as well, where she's far away from him and she gets some sort of justice. And I hope what comes from this is that other young girls will then go to her, because she's a young girl herself, and feel that they can open up to her and say, well, he did this to me, you know. So hopefully loads of good things come from this, but I feel more parents need to not be so flippant about this man, because he really is dangerous. You said yourself the other day, he is so protected. I mean, I've nearly lost my account today because of him. It's ridiculous, just for posting what I sent to Soxy to show you. And I come back with a response because he's calling me psycho, saying that I'm stalking him, that you're doing this, Tommy's doing that. And I'm always going to defend people who are on the right side. And he can't handle that. So he's got to try and find ways to try and get us off the platform. And he does this to me every time I get quite close to getting him off. He feels the need to then try and get my accounts banned. I've had quite a few banned, not as many as Tommy, but he's, you know, this is what he does. He'll try and get all of us banned now. Now that he knows that you're raising awareness, he will try and make your life difficult. And this is why I feel bad asking anyone to get involved.
No, we can't make any of our lives difficult. Best believe that. If anyone's going to make anyone's life difficult, it'll be ours making his difficult. Best believe that.
Is he managed by TikTok?
Yeah, can Nakashi get up?
Nikisha.
I'll read out things how they are. Like I'll say for Jeeters instead of for heaters. Yeah.
I won't say nothing to get it wrong on the FYP.
There's a lot of people doing cap locks. I'm not too sure, but I think the only person you can ask if their account's been banned is that person themselves, to be honest.
Unless she was a friend with them, and then you look in your friends list and it says banned, because that's what you'll say.
I think if it's to do with Angel, I think one of her accounts did get banned, but she's trying to get it reinstated. You know how you have to appeal it and you have to wait up to 7 days, but she has got a backup account that you can follow, which is Angel's Backup 111, I believe, or something like that.
So if you ain't following that already, make sure you do. But this whole thing with the school situation, can you explain this to people? What happened outside the school?
So apparently, I don't know too much on this one. All I know is that from what I've seen and what I've posted and reposted myself, and that was that he was seen trying to take pictures with these young kids outside the perimeters of the school. I'm sure someone else could probably elaborate a bit more on that, but that's what led to the school having to send out emails to all of the parents because
sorry, 1 second, I'll interrupt you there because I'll actually read it out. Where's it done?
Cool, I've got a cough coming.
You think?
Right, so an email by the school letter was sent out saying, I'm writing to you regarding TikTok and a serious safeguarding concern. This is the big long one, but pretty much they were just saying that Paul Breach was seen outside of the school approaching children, asking for photos, and was also seen to be filming them from a distance.
And this is what he does. I'm glad someone actually caught it, but he did actually do what he was accused of. But then he come back with a statement that he did, like, oh, where's your proof? Even though an email got sent out, and this is what he does every time to try and deflect. Where's your proof? No police officers arrested me. And this is his line that he goes saying every time to try and get yourself out of trouble. Because they haven't done anything, further action's been taken, therefore I'm innocent. It don't quite work like that. If a school had genuine reasons to believe that was a genuine threat, and like someone's just said there was a news article about it as well. So he can't deny it. I think a YouTuber even did something on this as well when he was seen in that area and the emails went out. I think she might have been American, I can't remember, but there was a few bits that were put out about him being seen at the school.
Why is he standing around schools in the first place though? That's, unless you've got a child at school picking them up, there should be no reason for you to go to a school.
I'm not being horrible. I'm not being horrible. He don't even give a damn about his own kid. So he shows more concern about strangers, about walking home at night. There was a young girl. She said, I'm going to go for a walk, but I'm going to leave my phone behind. I remember that. That was last year. And he's like, oh, no, babes, you can't do that. Don't go without your phone. There's so many wrongers out there, but he never puts himself in that comment that he's the wrong-un. No, there's loads of wrongers. No, you're just telling her what's going on in your mind, what you want to do. And then you're trying to justify that you're the superhero here, you're the good guy, come to me, I'll protect you, I'll look after you, I've got your best interests at heart. And that's what he does every time. He honestly, he makes me want to.
When in fact, he's a predator.
He is.
He's a predator. That's what he is.
Yeah, knight in shining armour, exactly what they're saying.
The police need to.
That's the problem with it, though, isn't it? Everyone makes the awareness to go and do the right thing, go to the police and stuff, and then it's a bit, we can't really do much, they haven't done nothing, stuff like that. It's going to get to the point where does he have to hurt someone or kidnap someone just to get noticed?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying,
I don't get it.
And this is why people like ourselves have to bring attention to this, because if not, it just goes unnoticed. Like he said, police ain't got involved.
No.
His words, isn't it? Like, the police ain't got involved, so hence why he's just carrying on. He thinks he can just run around and be raggo and do what the fuck he wants.
And the biggest concern right now is that he will say, and I've proved this because I sent these to Soxy, he will say, right, I need you to put your age in the bio. And like I said to you yesterday, it was just by off chance that I even caught it. I took a snapshot of this girl's profile because she had, I think, 15 or 16 written in it. And all of a sudden, it then quickly turned to 18. And I can guarantee you that man has looked at every single one of those profiles. I have had a couple of decoy accounts that have gone in there, and he will know everything about that person, what he reads in their bio. And if your age isn't like what he wants it to be, he will try and do it in a way where he's coaxing you so that you then change it, which this girl did. And I snapshot that straight away. And it's like, if you go over to Insta, it's free, you know, then we can talk privately, and then none of these down here will know what we're talking about. I'm just protecting you. If we have our conversations over there, they can't see what we're saying, but it's more to protect you, because otherwise you're going to get hate and they're going to threaten you and your family. And the good guy, come to me, I'll look after you and we'll do it all private. And then he's asking them for snapshots on Snapchat as well, like, send me a picture of yourself. Then there was the girl that apparently had cancer that was in a bikini. And I can't remember who it was, but one of the creators that does all the awareness as well, they'd put it up and they showed you going back in time of like what age she was at prom or what age she was here or whatever, and it all lines up that she was like 15 or 16 when he was like in her bikini pictures. And he's like, you've all made that worse than what it was. She was a cancer patient. You're sick. You know, like, I wasn't doing anything wrong. He can't see what he's doing is wrong. Then he asked for feet pics of like 11-year-olds. Like, what the hell is that about? You know, it's just, it's weird.
It's not behaviour you'd be expecting from a 44-year-old influencer.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's what he classes himself as an influencer. Like,
Asked him for beat pictures of underage. What is up with this guy?
And then asking about the care home abuse.
Yeah, I was about to say.
How's he not been locked up?
Right, so the care home incident. So he used to be a care worker, and he said that he used to work with people with dementia or brain injuries. And he said part of their therapy was to throw balls at their heads.
What?
Yeah. There was a lady that come forward. I didn't give her identity away or anything, but she showed me a picture privately to prove that she was in the same care home as him at the same time. And I can vouch for her that she was telling the truth. And he was trying to argue that she was lying. And she goes, you held no form of power. You weren't in no like big position, you know, like a head of whatever caring is. You was just there to assist in the care home. And he was trying to make out he was some sort of like big shot, and he wasn't. And he used to, and then, yeah, like, so people were saying he would kiss them without their consent on their head and stuff like that as well. There's loads of things that he was chatting about what he did, and that really did spark a lot of anger, especially from people that have got family members that have had to go into care homes. And, you know, it's one of them hard decisions that you make as a family, as it is, and you're hoping that your loved ones are getting the right care and attention and everything's all above board. And then for him to be sitting there mocking, saying that he's throwing balls at people's heads and, you know, giving them kisses and stuff like that against their wishes. Do you know what I mean? It's disgusting.
is there a video of it?
I haven't got one on me. I don't know if anyone in the comments section. Someone else said about the geocaching when he went to meet some girl for geocaching in a cemetery as well. She was a young girl. And someone's asking girls to be a fluffer for him as well. That was another one that he did. And then Oval innocently said, what was that? And then like she Googled it and then soon found out what he meant. Honestly, do you know, there's so much stuff to try and remember to tell you. There's just too much. Like you're getting everything that's gone on for the last 3 years.
Literally, like everyone here, there's 763 people in here, yeah? And you've got a platform to explain everything to them, and that's why they're all sat here listening. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want to know, so don't think you're just waffling, because you're not.
No, I know, but it's just so much like to take in. Like, I mean, I only did this because my 12-year-old niece used to watch him on like Snapchat, on TikTok, and she told me about him. Like, he never did anything untoward towards her, thank God, and he got blocked quite quickly. And anyway, she used to take the mick out of him and call him the N word, like the nonsense word. And like, you know, she had her head screwed on, but not all kids are like that. I mean, kids are actually going up to this man in the street asking for photos, and I think actually it might be a good point to mention. So there was one while he's been in Manchester. Now, she gave me grief for this and it really disheartened me, but I thought I'll keep going because at the end of the day she is a kid and we've all done stupid things. We don't always listen to our parents, we don't always listen to adults. But she was literally stalking this man, following him around the centre of Manchester. She got one selfie with him and then she got a few other pictures of him going in and out of stores. Now, I put that up for awareness and she came for me. She's like, oh, my parents don't give a crap what I do. They're not bothered. Like, so why are you bothered? I said, you're a young girl. You shouldn't really be talking to this man, and you've put loads of hashtags of FYP and you've tagged Paul Breach. He's going to get straight onto that and he's going to want to get in touch with you and he's going to try befriending you. And I just don't want to see you get caught with this man. Do your parents know what you're doing? Oh, my parents don't care. They're absolutely fine. And she even got a big sister to come and have a word with me. So I took the post down because I didn't want to cause her any distress. I hid her face and everything that was in it. I just showed him standing with a child, which is what I do when I put any post up with kids where I've got I just put their age, but I don't show you their picture or their username because I don't want anyone giving these kids grief. But it's just to highlight that this is what this man's doing. And it is really scary. There was that young girl that was working in a cafe in Manchester. Again, she said loads of 14-year-olds and younger were flocking into her shop, into her cafe, just to come and have their pictures and talk to Paul. Why? Where are the parents and why are these kids like latching onto Paul?
Yeah, that's what makes it worse. Is he don't do any content that would bring in the viewers of a kid, if you get what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So the only way that kids would know, be interacting with him and be talking and know where he's going to go is through him talking to him.
Exactly.
Zoe, I've got to ask this. What's a fluffer?
I'm not going there. Do I have to?
Have I got to Google it?
Google it.
Oh, God's sake. I've got to Google it now. What is a fluffer?
Do your job. It's to do with the porn industry.
Is that
Oh,
what he thinks he's involved in? Is that what he said?
He said this in front of Oval and I believe another young lady. And bless her, Oval didn't even know at first when he said it. She had to Google it because I'm not going to lie. And if Oval's in the chat, I apologise for this. Even I didn't know what one was.
you know what they get paid in the United States? They get paid 50 grand for that.
Who's Sharon? I'll have to have a look when I come off, bro.
I'm going to have to. I'm going to get a job as a fluffer. I'll go put this in the most polite terms. It's to help the sausage become happy.
To resuscitate.
Give it a good blow. Or a tickle, maybe, sizzle the sausage.
Fake socks.
Sorry, I had to look. I didn't know what it was. Sorry, I've got one.
The new, version of the Henry Hoover, a fluffer.
You're going to look now.
Oh dear.
Well, I had to put it the most polite way I could.
I think you did really well, Soxy.
I did pretty well here, didn't I?
You did.
50 grand for that, though, bloody hell.
not Soxy checking out how much it pays before she
But the question that came up is
Gotta
how
work
much
it
did he
out.
get paid? Sorry.
Sorry.
You're a fucking nightmare.
I don't know.
But yeah, you've all heard what he's up to and what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, the geezer's running around the app just thinking he can freely get away with this. And the thing is, he ain't. Because if he carries on, then it is going to be a case of we just turn up in his town and we'll bring awareness to every area that he goes to.
And No Face, based on what you've just said, he's going to keep bringing the energy. Now he's going to feel even more pumped up, and he's going to start being more unhinged, because I'm sure people will say and agree with me in the comments every time we rattle him, because this is what people don't understand about me. I do things to be an absolute bitch to him. I do it to push his buttons, because when you're dealing with people like him, the best way is to get him to show his true self, to get that mask to slip. He's gonna ramp this up to extreme levels now, and you're gonna start seeing a lot more. Go for it. But I mean, the way he's been tonight, this afternoon, whatever, he's been very cocky and arrogant, but that is Paul. That's what he does. When he knows he's losing his grip, and I do believe now that this level of awareness is being shown, I do believe this is going to be the end for him.
Good. See you later, Paul. Don't let the door open and ask on the way out.
Yeah.
Not like you're going to be missed by any of our lot anyway. That's for sure.
No, not at all. A lot more kids safe, a lot more people be able to do their own thing.
Doesn't he take people from here over to Instagram? Who's Jojo? Sorry, you look a bit young in your photo. Does anyone know Jojo?
There is a Jojo and Nikisha. So Jojo's the mum of Nikisha, if it's the right lady.
You're just giving her a nice compliment then.
Oh no, that's Nikisha's picture, so that should be Nikisha.
All right.
It's not. It's her mum.
It's Jojo. There you go, Jojo. Hi, Jojo.
Hi, mummy. Hello.
Hi.
I just want to tell you, Zoe, I've still got his rucksack.
You've still got his rucksack. Oh my God.
Lakeisha's 19, by the way.
I'll let her up. No, something I just wanted to ask.
Is Lakeisha up?
though.
Yeah, we've got the same photo. Look, it's her account. I've just been talking about him, right, before this live on this account, and I got a fucking harassment and bullying a thing. But they do.
Does.
Yeah. So we've just decided
to use a platform to get out your stories. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously we know that when you don't have that many people in a live, it just falls on deaf ears. Do you know what I mean? So we're just giving you a platform for you to be able to tell everyone your side of things.
Right, well, my story is I didn't know anything about him, right? My daughter was a mod for him, and he asked if he could come to our town, and we said, yeah. He stayed in a hotel, yeah, and then all of a sudden was asked if he could come and stay at ours. So I, being me, said, yeah, okay. So he come and stayed at mine. So he was here for about 3 days, and then he took his tent and everything with him, and he went along the coastal paths. And it did hammer down this one night, and he phoned me up and he said, could I come back and stay just to dry my stuff out? I was like, right, okay. So he stayed another couple of days, and then he went back to London. Yeah. And then he said he'd come back for my daughter's 19th birthday. So we went out for some food, and my daughter said, Mum, will you cut my burger for me? Because she didn't want to look a prick with it dropping all down her, right? Because they were massive burgers, right? So I cut my daughter's burger in half for her, which has been took the piss out of by him. But she come back with a classic one that's on this account, actually. So we went for something to eat, yeah, and then the following day was a big family barbecue, so he come to the family barbecue with us. And when I got home, I heard my daughter's story being read out, yeah. So I went downstairs and I said to him, are you going to get on there and say something about my daughter's story being read out on live? And he was like, no, it'll make it 10 times worse, rah, rah, rah. So I went, you know what? You can get fucked. Yeah. So I thought, oh, it's late at night. There's nowhere for him to go. So I allowed him to stay that night. Well, the following morning, my phone rang, and I've never had a housing officer. By the way, I can't read the comments while I'm talking as well. So whatever's fucking being said in the comments about me, I don't give a flying
These are
fuck.
all good comments. Listen.
They've been nice.
Okay. I was just going to say, if there's any bad comments, fuck you all, because this is what happened, right? Yeah. So yeah. So my phone rang the following morning. Now, bear in mind, in 12 years of being in this back in my family home, yeah, I've never had a housing officer come to my house. Well, she phoned me and she said, "Joe, I'm going to have to come out and see you." I was like, "What? Why? What's gone on?" She says, "I've had an email from a Mr. PB." Yeah, we know who we're talking about. And Mr. Paul Breach, yeah, and that he wants to go on your tenancy. I'm like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? I said, I think you better come out and see me, because the only person that goes on my tenancy would be my daughter. Yeah, not a man. I mean, I was with her dad for 15 years. He was never on my tenancy. So why the fuck would I put a man that I put up for a few nights in my house on the tenancy? But he fucked off without his rucksack. That's how scared he must have been. He fucked off without his rucksack. And I said, you got 9 days to pick this up. Otherwise, it's getting destroyed. And it's still sat there. It has been a bit destroyed, and his shoes got decorated and, and shirts ripped up. But there is a nice Berghaus coat there and a tent that, I'm going to give to the homeless. The rucksack's no good anymore, But, yeah, that was my story. He took my daughter around the Sea Life Centre and stuff like that. But I was outside, I was in the car outside waiting.
Can I ask, was there any...
Right, Nikisha, open your mouth now.
Was there anything there, if you know what I mean, without me saying the words? Was he trying anything?
No, but he did a few weird things. Like, he would come up behind me and he would put his hands on my shoulders and try and massage me, and then he would come up and he would touch my face, he would touch my nose and say, "This is my nose, no one else is to touch it." He was fuming when he knew I was going to meet. I went out and I met 2 of my gay friends, and when he knew I had met them, he had something to say about it. And I also, at some point, must have gone and met another friend of mine who is male, and when we fell out, he tried to use that against me, and I can't remember what he said. I put the screenshots in the Discord yesterday. It was something like, "Are you going to tell everyone about the guy that you met," and all stuff like that. But yeah, he was very never tried anything,
Well, he never had a chance because I was always there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He just didn't.
He did get jealous though, didn't he, Nikisha? Anytime you had attention, because me and your mum, we were talking. I don't know if you remember, Joe. I remember the exact date because I was at a weekend concert, the 18th of August last year. You was going to get the police involved, wasn't you?
Well, I went to the police about it. I'm still fucking waiting. Still waiting. I said to Nikisha, we should go and follow that up.
Yeah, I mean, I can vouch for her, no face, that she did tell me exactly what she's just told you, that right back then. So the story's never changed. These people have been victims of Paul, and I already going to make it clear in these comments, because there are, like Jojo says, you do get the odd one come through that wants to try and cause a bit of drama.
Yeah.
But I apologised to Nikisha and Jojo at the time about the article, and I could have chose my words. And then when she explains everything to what she's been through to me, and this was Jojo, we had quite a few long chats.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad, and I did genuinely apologise to her for the way I sort of was bit judgmental in that situation, and I did apologise to her.
That's what adults do, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Sit and they'll talk and they'll resolve things. That's how things are.
And again, to make it clear, Angel read out the article, but I was with her and it was an agreed thing to do. So I'm not going to let Angel take any flack for that. And then, like I say, that was a long time ago now. But,
Absolutely.
And I did try to support Jojo, but the only thing I didn't like was when there was some people maybe encouraging things that I didn't agree with. But again, that was just my opinion. And Keisha's 19. I think he was 19 at the time, weren't you, Nikisha?
What, when he was here?
You know, like when all the stuff was going on with all of us, like I said to like Jojo, you know, like, oh, maybe she shouldn't do this online or whatever. But at the end of the day, she's a grown up, and I mean, she's amazing. Nikisha was doing really well. She had all of these like really arty kind of like makeup things that she was doing, and all the graphic stuff. You know, like I'm trying to think. Nikisha, you could probably explain it better than I
She's
can.
stopped doing all that now. Have you seen her live? Hardly.
No, like I've tried to keep a very low profile and just very much focus on Paul. I didn't want to get in any dramas of anyone trying to cause any trouble. And you know, like I said, I apologise for upsetting anyone at the time. But we sorted it all out, and that was absolutely fine. But
yeah, absolutely.
But people are also mentioning about Anxious Andy. So again, I do believe Tattoo Zoe could probably tell that story even better. But he did go and stay with someone called Andy.
Yeah.
And that would also support what Jojo's telling you. You know, they had to call the police to have him removed. Again, he'll deny all of this. And like I say, Tattoo Zoe could tell that story much better, because I can't remember if it was Tattoo. I think so.
He fucking played with his mental health until he was about
Like
to
I said, if
fucking...
there is anyone down there that wants to have their say on this guy, then come up and have your say. Do you know what I mean? This is what you're here for. This is what we're giving you the platform for. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that we don't know that you know. So
you would have someone like Boo, Mav, Tattoo Zoe, or Angel. They would be the only.
We're learning from all this. This is all stuff that we've always known, like the whole, you know, the stupid dance of green grass and all stuff like that, and being silly and quirky. But seeing the dark side of things, the more people learn about this, the better it is. A lot better.
You know, when I took Nikisha to see her dad in Weston-super-Mare, and of course he came with us, and of course I dropped her to her dad, and we went into the town, and these young girls and that all trying to take photographs and stuff, and I had to go up to a certain person and say, excuse me, can I watch you delete that photo off of your phone that you've just took of me and him, because I don't want my photo took with him. You know what I mean? I was like, get that off your phone, and I watched her delete it. I said, now, if you want one of him on your own, fucking crack on, but don't get me in any fucking pictures.
And you know what the worst part, No Face, is that he even tried to make out that Jojo was showing him off all around the town where she lived, and that you know, she was so starstruck by him. It was all lies.
It was him. He would wake up every morning and he'd be like, oh, what can we do today then? I don't want to sit around. I want to go out. Let's go somewhere. Let's go walk down the beachfront. Let's go to the harbour. Let's go here. Let's go there. So we could make it known that he's around, you know?
Yeah. Look, we went down to Bowley's Cove one day, and all of a sudden my niece pulled up alongside in her car, and I was like pretty shocked that, you know, it was just coincidence that she'd pulled up alongside. And he got out the car, walked down this little pier thing, and then back, and then I could see these young girls fucking taking photographs of him. I was like, oh my God. And he'd gone in the ice cream parlour to get ice creams, and I seen these two young girls, and I quickly fucking went down, right, and grabbed hold of Paul and said, just get in the fucking car, just get in the car. And then, of course, my niece pulled up alongside. He got back out the car. All the fucking lads from the chip shop then come running out. The young lads from in there. Can I have a photo? Can I have a photo? Can I have a photo? Oh, fucking like, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's just get in the car and let's go.
Disturbing though, how many young children are invested in him when he don't do anything to create content for children to be interacting with him. This is what I don't get.
He literally had swarms of kids. Like, I even remember when he was staying up that way near Jojo. Can you, John, I'm on live. I'm on a live. You need to go. John, I'm being serious. Piss off. Thank you. Sorry.
Go on, John.
My son, he's 22. You should know better. John, I'm on the live. Come on, don't be an arsehole. He's shaking his arse at me in a minute. Sorry, yeah, so he used to have kids, like, where she was at, run like towards the beach, towards him, like, oh look, Paul's here, and you see it all across the FYP, all these kids trying to, you know, let everyone know that they've seen Paul breach, and they were mainly young teenage girls. And they will back that up.
Yeah, it was.
It's disgusting.
As if I'd want to show him about. Do you know what I mean? Why that? Oh my God!
You've got more credibility than he has, Jojo, so I wouldn't worry about it.
I watched him today, Zoe, for the first time since all this went on. I watched him today.
You're brave.
I watched him only because I heard that something was going on tonight. I thought, right, I'm watching him today, and he's just.
While he was here, another thing, he met my 15-year-old cousin whilst he was here, and there was one day he was like trying to plan something to do, and he was like, why don't we go up to our work, because they sell ice creams and he was like, why don't we go up to your work and see your cousin, 15-year-old, bear in mind. He also had nicknames for her. What was it? Oh, it was Kids Meal. He would call her Kids Meal, and she's 15 years old. And he also, to our work.
Nikisha, why don't you also tell No Face about all the Googling this, Googling that, you know, what is...
I was mention that as well. Well, I used to, like, look over his shoulder and zoom in with my phone. Like, I pretty much mugged him off the whole time he was here. But I zoomed in and recorded so I could see what he was doing on his phone, and I caught him going on to Google. Someone sent him this long message, like, they made up this story, and it was like a... fictional story, something like that, and he googled what is fiction, and whilst he was googling it, it's showing as like search history. He had also googled what is a minor. I can't remember the rest of the stuff that was in his search history, but what is a minor was one of them.
He is in the box, Marie. He's right there.
Who's in the box?
Back freak.
Oh fuck! I thought you said Paul Breach had jumped up out of my seat then.
He wouldn't dream of getting in this box.
He would not dare get in here.
Big up the fat freak. I was just going to get onto this and say about the fat freak because I was watching your video on YouTube earlier.
It's all right. I heard that Billy Bear Ham's been running his little...
Billy Bear Ham!
He has indeed.
To be fair, though, we should all be a bit kinder to Paul. I mean, after all, he's got to be a Burns victim, hasn't he? I don't know. Like, I'm not 100% sure. No, he's an absolute loser. I've got, you see, I called Paul out, obviously, multiple times. But one time I called him out was obviously about him kissing patients when he was a carer. And he did all this bravado, like he's been speaking about me again today, being like, get the fuck freak here and I'll talk to you. And then he just denied letting me in the box, and I screen recorded it and put that on blast and showed him it. The problem is we are like, I don't want to be rude about people in the box, but most of us are probably 10 to 15 years older than people Paul usually speaks to. And you could talk to him like that, a little chucky wocky, maybe he'll feel a little less threatened or something. Yes, Tommy, yes.
I've got to admit, I did have a hot chucky wocky with him.
Hot chucky wocky.
He's just, honestly, he's just a wrong one, isn't he? Give Tommy a big screen, show everyone that in all its glory.
Go on.
No, you know what they would turn around and say? They'll just try and turn around and say that we've tried to mock them. That's all they'll try and say about a victim. Let's not take it away from what it is.
He's not a victim. He's a fucking...
No, but we don't let them give them any reason for them to try and act victim.
He's a proper pleb at the end of the day.
My eyes classed as a victim because I've had to actually look at Paul Breach. Like, are we all? Thank you, guys. Like, he's an absolute wrong. And I've got this clip. I'm just in the deep dive folder. I'll get some.
Oh dear. What's happened?